Hello, my friends. My son is sleeping, so I'm gonna speak really softly. He's just in the next room. But I just had a channeled message come through while I was laying him down for his nap. And that's a time for me that I am often in like a micro moment of meditation. I've been able to learn how to go really deep, really fast. So I take that opportunity to bring through information every time that I lie down with him or that I'm breastfeeding. And what I heard was that your sense of self is changing now because your focus has shifted. And I want to dig into that message a little bit more for you and bring through some scaffolding to allow us to understand more deeply what it is that's going on here and really what it is that's changing and what it is that we are being brought into with that change being in progress. So I'm going to pull a couple cards for you here from my Angel Tarot card deck. And I'm also just going to continue to keep that channel open and bring the information through as it comes. So the first thing that I'm seeing is that this is really related to the peace of mind message that I brought through yesterday. So if you haven't listened to that message yet, go ahead and listen to that video. And so what is happening is that this peace of mind that's in progress for you, it's still in that place where it's oscillating to find balance. But when that anchors for you, there's something big that shifts. And this is what we're talking about today. This is this process of coming into a new understanding of yourself due to the fact that you were able to shift your focus and therefore achieve this peace of mind. Because let's be honest, that is an achievement. We live in a world that is so fast. And there's so much information. And when we're able to achieve the level of mastery where we can have internal peace, regardless of what we're feeling, regardless of emotions, regardless of what's going on around us, that's a really, really exciting place to be, because that allows us to bring through more of what it is that we're here to create in the world. So you being aligned with your most creative, most abundant path really comes at the price of letting go of a lot of these old beliefs, old structures, old patterns, the old things that were keeping you in a chaotic mind. I'm going to pull a couple cards here and see what comes through on this message. Okay, so we're talking about the end of something that's been challenging for you. You've been working towards something for a long time, or you've been working yourself out of a situation for a long time, or what feels like a long time. Sometimes it's not that it's that long of a period of time, but once that insight hits you that the change needs to be made, things get very chaotic and start to move very fast. And that's one way that this message might apply to you as well. It's time to recover. It's time to begin to recover by embracing this change and this shift. And there's a great joy on the other side of this. You're not quite there yet. You're not quite on the other side of this yet if you're finding this message right about when I'm creating it. If you're finding it after I create it, like a good couple months later, then perhaps this is a shift that you've already made and this is coming through as validation or confirmation to you. But you are so there. You are so at the point of this wish coming true for you. You're having new downloads. You're having new things that are able to come and anchor into you about your path forward because you are shifting your focus. And again, like I said, when you shift your focus and you're not putting so much attention onto those things that were a belief that wasn't really working for you, then the idea of yourself is allowed to change. Your identity is allowed to bloom into its next form. So when people are talking about timeline shifting or quantum leaping or becoming your future self, this is exactly what this is. And sometimes I wish that I had better words for things, because I know that our language both gives us a way to communicate with each other, but also limits us. And there's so many words that I wish that I could use to describe this change, because it's so much more than the phrases that I just shared. It's to me, it's more of a really coming home to yourself and remembering who you are. And of course, there are going to be levels to that. This is a process that goes on infinitely. But there are times in our life where we reach a new plateau in that process. And when we get to that plateau, that's not a bad thing. That's not a stagnant thing. That's like a, whew, okay, cool. I leveled up. And from this new level, I'm now able to receive and accept the blessings that are able to meet me as this new version of myself that can hold those things. So that's where you are. You're going to start to see these blessings trickle in, and maybe even start to like just rush in. And your job now is to step in the direction of those things. They might come as opportunities, and you have to be the one to take the action to actualize them. So for example, I just had a big audition come in within the last couple days. And so for me, now my action step is stepping into going through the process of creating the self-tape for that audition, getting myself ready to be those characters, and the growth that happens in the process of accepting that opportunity and choosing to walk into it is really important too. And that's going to be important for you. So keep that in mind, whatever those little opportunities are, whether they're little opportunities or big opportunities. Some of them might be really big opportunities. They might be things that are so big that you miss them. I'm hearing that this is part of this new direction and this clarification that is happening within your mental space. It's so funny. They're saying that the change is so drastic. The way that you view yourself is so much different than how you viewed yourself in the past, that some of these opportunities, when they come in, they're going to kind of hover in your periphery for a second, because you're going to be like, I don't even see that. I can't even see that, because I'm so used to not thinking that I could be the person that would receive that. So there's this echo of the old identity that's like, oh yeah, whatever, that's not for me. You know, I can't even acknowledge or recognize that that could be knocking on my door. And then the knocking just stays, and it's incessant. And you're like eventually going, oh, wait, what is that? I think I hear something. Oh, I don't know. It couldn't be for me. It's just nothing. It must be for the neighbors. You know, it must be for somebody else who's ready for this amazing opportunity that I've literally been praying for. And then you open your eyes and your ears and your heart even more to this new version of yourself, and you wake up and you realize, that is for me. That is for me. And some of these opportunities are internal opportunities as well, because I'll tell you an example from my own experience. When psychic information comes to me, I have to be very subtly attuned to receive that information. And if I, for whatever reason, am not in a state of believing that I'm the person that could receive that information, or if I don't believe that I'm in the state where I can receive that information, it'll just go right past me. But when I tune in a little bit more, when I allow myself to have the spaciousness to listen to what is so subtle, whether that's the sensations or my inner mind or my inner world, then these insights, this psychic information, it comes through and I catch it. Where it would have been so easy to just go, whoo, and let it go past. I don't know if you've ever had that experience, especially in that time between being asleep and being awake, where a download comes in and it's exactly the answer that you need, and you almost let it go. You almost brush it off and go, that doesn't make any sense, or that's not for me. But if you catch it, you go, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I have been asking for. This is the answer to my question. So continuing also, and this was in yesterday's message about the peace of mind as well, but continuing to clarify that space so that you are in the position for receiving. That's really important, because we want you to be as receptive as possible right now, because there is so much coming in for you. You're going to have to really put the effort into that category of clarifying your space. That's where the effort goes right now. And then the effort will start to go in other directions. The effort will start to go into following these new pathways of opportunity that come in for you. But first, you have to be able to actually notice them and receive them. So that's step one. That's where we are right now, okay? All of the cards that I'm pulling are cups. They're water cards. They're emotion cards. So there's a lot that's moving right now in your emotional world too. And what I want to make sure that you do is that you acknowledge that emotions are just a part of the picture. They're just a layer, right? Because we don't want to get so caught up in the emotional world and the swirls and the waves that we lose our ability to take action, or that we're not seeing ourselves and our situation clearly. So write your emotions down, speak them out, sing them out, share them with a friend. Do something that makes that internal experience external so that you have a little bit more space to work internally. That's a great way to both honor our emotions and work with our emotions so that we create a little bit more space, because there is a lot that's moving for you emotionally right now. But that's a passive process. Again, that's not where your action needs to be right now. That's not where your effort needs to be. You let those emotions move as all of this is changing for you, and you're doing just fine. And how do we let emotions move? We feel them. It's very simple. That's all you have to do. You have to feel your emotions. I feel like our message is getting close to a conclusion here, so I'm gonna start to tie it up for you. There's a significant life event that is coming for you. There's something that wipes away all of the smudges on your windshield. I'm seeing you driving down a path, and it's like a gravel road. There's so much dirt, and there's so much mud, and there's so many bugs, and it's all just like splattered across your windshield. And you've been using your wipers until they're just breaking down. You've been trying to clear that windshield. You've been praying for rain to come to just clear things up. You've been praying or asking or just hoping even for something to come to bring some clarity to some aspect of your life. And this card lets us know that that clarity is coming, and it comes on the wings of a powerful event in your life. Again, this event could be something external or something internal. And of course, something external is internal and something internal is external, because we are intimately woven into this web of our reality. There's no first and after. There's no the shift happens internally first and then externally, or externally first and then internally. I don't subscribe to that. That's very commonly written in literature, but the way that I see it is that this web of internal and external is so intertwined that I could ask for a 4-leaf clover right now and pick one that just happens to be growing beneath my feet. This happens to me all the time. If you know me, you know this. And the fact that I'm asking right now, and that the clover had to actually start growing before I asked, shows us how intimately woven the internal and the external are, right? That's how our reality comes into form. It's very much beyond time as we understand it. So just know that this life experience event, this big event, this event that helps you get clarity, not only in this moment or looking forward, but also gives you the hindsight to make sense of what's been going on, why you have had these experiences, and what you need to do now in order to move forward. This event is predestined. So that means that it has been coming along perfectly, in perfect timing, just right along with you and everything that you've been going through and your own internal timing. Okay? And this has been coming also to follow up with you being in a position of not being able to make a decision. So there's something that you've been wanting to change in your life. You've been asking for a way forward or for a path forward to open up. And this event, this clarity, comes with the invitation for you to actually step forward and make that decision and accept the opportunity for movement. The last card that I am pulling as a part of this channeled message is the Empress. And if you're familiar with the energy of the Empress, it's really just showing that you are the abundant Empress, goddess. I don't care if you're male, female, intersex, binary, or non-binary. You are the Empress. You have this energy of being able to call in and actualize lavish abundance in your life. This isn't something that you're waiting for anymore. There are lots of things that you're waiting for, lots of things that you're praying for, but this is not one of them. This is now. Allow this internal state to infuse everything that you do, every thought that you have, every action that you take, because this energy is so well formed in you that it's ready. You're ripe. You're ready. You're on your throne. This is the energy that you bring forward into all of these opportunities that are coming now. Okay? So take that with you. Anchor yourself into that. use this message as a scaffolding for your coming days, weeks, months. There will be more messages, so remember please to like and subscribe to my channel. I am still just a little baby in my channel, so I would love for you to amplify this message and amplify my reach so that I can deliver helpful messages to even more people. So feel free to share this, and then also take this message with you and amplify the energy of this message as you go out into the world and create your ripples. I will end by letting you know that I also do one-to-one readings and energy work. You can find that on my website. Just check the description below and you'll find links to everything you need. And last but not least, you can pre-order my book, Fearless Now, and you can listen to my music on all streaming platforms. I always recommend that you start with Between by Mama Rose. Okay, thanks so much for listening.